I'm kind of thinking about doing something a little different in the future. Recently while we were hanging over to a friend's house, I talked to my mom about the situation with, or well, about this out this autocorrect system that Microsoft is currently working on, and yeah, I told her about of course the political correctness associated around that, and um we're we kind of had some different disagreements about that sort of issue, and that got me a little bit thinking. Maybe I could maybe have her eventually make a video alongside with me so that we can debate on a specific current issue, uh, so that so that way we can maybe hear some different perspectives and even hear a different perspective from my mother and from other people. Now, I'm not sure if this may actually happen because of work differences and that sort of thing, but that is currently my future plan, and maybe, just maybe, we can maybe set up some sort of debates that um uh, and it could make this a little bit more interesting. So what I'm gonna be talking about is the situation in Georgia. It's normally it's not something that I would talk about because, well, here's the thing. I kind of it's not really the whole abortion issue is a big deal. That is 100% true, and I'm 100% pro-life. There are a few cases where I would say where there should be an exemption, but that's about it. I'm pretty much pro-life all the way. So there was this law that says that you cannot have an abortion unless with certain circumstances and exceptions, over when the fetus heart is detected. And a lot of people are pissed about that, or well, mainly the pro-choice community. But what's even funnier about this is just a response from Hollywood elites. Because Georgia, as it turns out, has a major film industry over there. I honestly do not know. I don't know why, but apparently it's good money and a good place to shoot some scenes down in Georgia. I don't know. I don't really know much about the situation in Georgia when it comes to filmmaking. But anyways, filmmakers have decided that they're willing to boycott doing business in Georgia unless this law is somehow repealed. Now, I don't believe whatsoever that this is gonna happen. Absolutely not. But the reason why I say that this reaction is funny is, well, just one, how snobby the Hollywood elites are just trying to get their way, and two, there was actually one actress that specifically said that she was going on a sex strike. It's basically like a food strike, but instead of food, it's sex. They're abstaining from sex just to send a political message, which is, how that makes sense, I have absolutely no idea. I literally don't, because I mean, at the very least, the boycott itself makes a little bit sense. It's used in terms of economics, in sort of like an economic sanction in order to get something done. And in fact, that this has actually happened in many times in history, like during the civil rights movement, like the Montgomery bus boycott that actually caused the end of segregation on public buses. But a sex strike? Again, I forget who the actress is, but for anyone who is actually going through this, how is that work? How is that supposed to make me care? I mean, you're abstaining from sex, something which which is fine with me because well, it definitely prevents STDs and that sort of thing. There's a lot of benefits to abstaining from sex, but it's not like people really need it to survive. It's just again, I don't get it. It's just a weird concept that they made, and this only shows how much the Hollywood elites are just out of touch with the basic common person. Yes, this law was passed by the legislature of Georgia, but Georgia and much of the South is a heavily conservative area. In fact, it's so heavily conservative, especially as a religious region, that it's known as the Bible Belt. So it doesn't really. The fact that they're trying to push their own agenda, on a conservative region is just to. It's just. I would say insane, but I've been saying that word a lot lately, so it's more like I'm just gonna say it's more out of touch because the Hollywood elites, they tend to be more in California. It's a liberal area, but they're complaining over a policy that is happening in Georgia. Now it just only shows how much they think they hold all the power over influencing politics, when in fact it really does not. And again, it's just showing how out of touch these guys really are. That's all it's showing them. And continuing on with what I've said before, I don't think that either way, with the boycott or this sex strike which is going on, I don't think it's going to cause anything to. It's not going to cause people to look at this bill and say, oh, I think we should have it repealed. No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that there are gonna be a lot of other filmmakers that will actually take advantage of the boycott and actually film in Georgia instead to replace it with their own competition. I think that's what may actually happen. Another issue which I said before is, of course, the region's demographics as a conservative region. So again, I do not believe it's gonna do anything except just become loud noise as a result. That's all I think that this is. Nonetheless, it remains a big issue. This remains a big issue. Abortion is a heavy issue. And currently with what's going on in Georgia, this only shows that division, at least along those lines of pro-choice and pro-life, is getting ever more divisive. At least looking on this situation. And considering that, this only shows that despite the situation that happened in 1973 with Roe v. Wade, and with the constant issues that people have over abortion, and with many of the laws currently passed which may either encourage or discourage abortion, this issue is not going to go away anytime soon. My name is Noah, and now the Arc Truth. Please post your comments down below. I love to read them. Subscribe, share this video, and like it. Bye.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains.